Steve Bannon is calling for Black and Hispanic families to form a coalition and help Maga take down Elon Musk.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into the wide feud between Steve Bannon and Elon Musk. This is one of the most moments that makes you sit back, grab some popcorn and say, well, that escalated quickly. Let's get into it.
Steve Bannon is calling for Black and Hispanic families to form a coalition and help Maga take down Elon Musk. Look, man, I'm going to say this. I, as a Black man, have been enjoying the back and forth that you guys have been having with Elon because you guys are starting to understand what we were trying to explain to you for so many years. You didn't want to hear it from us because you were the ones doing it to us. Your community took every opportunity it could to harass Black and Hispanic communities. And you still do it now. You still do it now, even with this call for them to come together and form a coalition. You are gaslighting us to support your cause when we all know at the end of the day, you never want to release your position as the oppressor in this nation. You see, for the first time in a long time, your particular struggle has nothing to do with us. Your side of the fence, you know what I mean? Your far right side of the fence made it very clear that you never wanted to see us succeed. You never wanted to see us live among you in any type of way. So we are not coming to your defense now. I have absolutely no love for Elon Musk either, but if that man wants to fill his entire company up with immigrants on H-1B visas, I could care less. Take your complaints to the orange man. That is the person you need to be filing all of your complaints with. That's who you cast your vote for. That's who you worked with in the White House. That's who you've supported and pushed to become the leader of this free nation. Take your complaints to him. Black people will be opting to sit this one out. Okay. We will continue to build within our own communities and, find a way to adapt and prosper even in these dark times, because we have more than enough experience doing so. And you guys have made sure to keep us well versed and well trained to not only get through times like this, but find ways to succeed in times like this. But those are skills your community never took time to develop. All you ever did was focus on being the oppressors. All you ever did was focus on doing any and everything you could to hinder our progress, not because you were better, just because you were threatened by our existence. Well, now your existence is up for grabs, and it is on the chopping block by the people that you chose to throw your support behind. Okay? This is a decision. This is a situation. This is an entire scenario that you all need to handle on your own.
They have redlined education by zip code to hurt us. So what exactly would we get out of this? Better education? Would we be given some type of compensation for this? The very thing that we deserve? Will that happen? For us? Now we have to come and save everyone again? No. You decided to redline education to hurt Black and brown people. Everything we need or have, we need to fight for. We got to do the 200%, 110% just to get by. You've done everything to keep us out of spaces. This is beyond. And they go, this is an American fight. Everybody needs to join in. We've been there though. We've been there. We've been fighting. Where y'all at? When we complained about it, when we said that the education system was subpar in our neighborhoods, which you knew, because you said, if you can afford to live in this neighborhood, you'll get a good school. You tried to price us out of higher education, Reaganism, Reaganomics. Price us out of higher education. And then you turn around and say to us, oh, you need to form a coalition, trying to act like this is just basically about what's been happening to black people. No, now that it's affecting you, now that you didn't get what you want, because the minute we help you and you get rid of Elon and you get rid of the other immigrants, it's back to hurting us. So we will form a coalition, all right, but it ain't going to be to help you. What we're going to do is continue to build to help us. And whoever else gets help in the process, then so be it. But we're not forming no coalition against Elon and Vivek and none of it. None of it. Because we never get anything in return. You say we don't require, we shouldn't get reparations. We don't deserve reparations. Right, Bannon? Why should we get reparations? Why should we get paid or get back everything our forefathers put into this land? We are not deserving. When you see the stretch of the Americas from the north to the south, including the Caribbean islands, where your slave trade happened, and what you gained from it, the wealth, the generational wealth that you gain from this, the 400 years that you have in advance, because, you know, we weren't allowed to read, write, and all of the good things, you know? That's what we mean when we say that. That you want to make sure we never catch up. Because the minute we started to do that, by the way, because we're quite quick, right? So in the 1940s and 50s, when we really started to catch up like a Black Wall Street and all of these things, even though we were so far behind, but we were able to catch up, build those towns and thrive, you burn them down. How they do that? That's what you ask. How they do that? How did they do that? How were they able to thrive? They're supposed to have slave mentalities. So you made sure you build buildings to psychologically enslave us. So we remain enslaved, i.e. the projects. So no. See, we're fighting. We are definitely creating coalitions and figuring out ways that we're going to make this and make through and do what we got to do to get where we need to get. But it ain't going to be for you, Steve. So don't try to be calling us out, because we heard when you were calling us out our names, and now you want to call us to join a coalition? Bruh, it ain't been that long. It hasn't been that long that you were insulting black people. Now you want us to join a coalition and make us believe, oh, it's your job they're taking and this is against you. It's always been against us. What's new? What's new?
Know how long this will get out. This stitch right here will get out because I already posted and I didn't want to post back to back to back. But I want to make this point right here. This goes out to Steve Bannon, the Maga supporters, the Trump supporters. I'm going to say this as Jamil, and I'm only speaking for myself. I'm not speaking for anybody else when I tell you this. First and foremost, before I speak on myself, let me tell you what's going to happen. Just like that stitch and a bunch of other TikToks, Instagrams, Facebook, and social media posts out there from black and minorities. They are not going to help you. I don't even speak for them, but I know they're not going to help you. They're not going to help you. Okay? So, just like the title of the stitch, just like the caption of the stitch, rather, you can keep it. Because this is what you chose, this is what you campaigned for, and most importantly, this is what you've been saying for decades. Sorry. They won't help you. They're not going to help you. And in a lot of cases, they will never help you. Because they don't trust you, they won't trust you, and they're not going to give you any chance. And that's okay. That's the type of bed that you made. That's the type of hole that you dug yourself into. Now, me, I'll say this. And this is, once again, this is for you guys. The best apology for me is always going to be changed behavior. So if you can prove to me that you've abandoned those traits, I can always see the good. But I'm going to do it from afar. So, and it's a lot. I mean, Steve Bannon, if you really are upset about what MAGA did to you, you're going to have to do the work on your own. And hope that someone might give you a little bit of a chance. But you're going to have to prove to us that you want to take Elon and MAGA and Trump down. I'm sorry. They already told you this. They told you on election day and before then. You chose not to listen. You chose your own self-interest over this country. And you expect the people to help you? No, they're not going to. But if you're very serious, do it without their help. I am telling you guys this. If you're really upset about Elon or Trump, do it without their help. Because that is the best redemption story. Show, at least me. Like I said, I don't speak for the black people out there. I don't speak for minorities or any non-Trump voters out there. I'm only speaking for myself. But I'm telling you, if you want to at least convince me, you're going to have to do the work. Put yourself on that front line. Go up there. And the MAGA people too. You want to take them down? Join Steve Bannon. But don't call us. We already warned you. Just like I said in our last video about the Palestinians. Unless there's actual effort to be made for this country, don't call us.
Alright, for years, Maga has had a love-hate relationship with tech billionaires, but this time, it's not just some random clash, it's Steve Bannon, one of Trump's closest former allies, going to war with Elon Musk, a guy who Maga once saw as their champion of free speech, and now, they are turning on him. So what is happening here? Why is Bannon calling for a coalition to take down Elon Musk? And what does this mean for the Maga movement moving forward? Let's break it all down. To understand this feud, we're gonna go back a bit. Elon Musk has been a controversial figure for a long time, but in recent years he's been cozy up to rights. He bought Twitter, well, X talked about free speech and openly criticized the mainstream media and liberal policy. MAGA flocks loved it. But here's the problem. Musk isn't really a hardcore nationality like Bannon. He's a businessman, and that means he's got interests that sometimes don't align with the MAGA crowd. Case in point, immigration. Musk supports the H-1B visa program, which allows skilled foreigner workers, mostly in tech, to work in the US, and let's be real, Tesla and SpaceX probably depend on a lot of these workers. Bannon and the hardcore nationality faction of MAGA, they hate it. They see H-1B visas as a way for collaboration to replace American workers with cheaper foreign labor. And that is where the conflict started. Bannon has been rallying against Musk, basically saying that he is a phony, a globalist, and someone who doesn't really care about American workers. Bannon wants MAGA to turn on Musk and stop seeing him as an ally. Musk has built up a huge following on the right. People love the guy, even if he doesn't always toe the MAGA line. He's the free speech guy, the billionaire who stood up to liberal and made Twitter, sorry, X a safe space for conservative voices. That is why this fight is so interesting. A year ago, if you told people that Steve Bannon would be launching an attack on Musk, most flocks would have laughed. But now we are watching the mega movement start to splinter. Now let's talk about how people are reacting to all this, because trust me, it's hilarious. The MAGA side is completely divided. On one hand, you have got the hardcore Bannon fans who are ready to ride with him no matter what. They are calling Musk a traitor to the movement, saying he is not more than a billionaire using conservative for his own gain. Then you have got the Elon Musk loyalties, the people who don't care about Bannon at all. To them, Musk is the future of free speech. They see Bannon as an old-school political operator who just mad that Elon Musk has more influence. Let me read you some of the best comments I found on Twitter. 1. MAGA is fighting itself now. This is better than WWE. Bannon is just mad Musk is richer than him. Elon Musk made Twitter great again. Bannon is out of touch. Bannon is right. Musk is just another globalist pushing open borders. I can't believe I'm watching MAGA eat itself alive over this. And of course, the left is loving this whole thing. They are sitting back and enjoying the chaos. A lot of people are saying, this is what happens when you build a movement on outrage. Eventually, you turn on each other. What this means for MAGA movement forward. So the big question is, where does this go from here? Well, I see a few possibilities right now. The MAGA movement is already split into different factions. You have got the hardcore nationality like Bannon, you have got the billionaire-backed popularity like Musk, and then you have got Trump who is just doing his own thing. This fight could push people to start picking sides. If enough MAGA flocks turn on Musk, we might see him fully distance himself from the movement. He might stop engaging with conservative politics as much. But if Musk wins this battle, it could mean that the Bannon-style nationality are losing influence. Look, Bannon's been out of power for a while now. He was one of the biggest names in MAGA back in 2016, but since then he's been fading. This might just be his way of trying to stay relevant. If people don't rally to his side, this could be the beginning of the end for him as a major MAGA figure. I know it sounds crazy, but hear me out. If Musk beats Bannon and the nationality wing of MAGA, he might actually become the factor leader of the movement. A lot of conservatives already see him as more influential than most politicians. If Trump ever decides to step back from politics, could Musk become the next big right-wing figure? Is not possible. At the end of the day, this whole situation is just fascinating. We are watching a movement that once seems united starts to crack under the pressure. Bannon is calling for a war against Musk, but does he really have the power to take him down, or is this just another case of MAGA fighting that won't go anywhere? Personally, I think Musk is too powerful to lose this fight. He's got money, influence, and way too many people who still support him. Bannon might get some hardcore nationality on his side, but is that really enough? I doubt it. But I wanna hear from you. Who do you think wins this war? Is Bannon right about Box, or is this just another case of Maga eating itself alive? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, if you like this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more updates, and I will catch you in the next one.